What's going on, everybody? Hello. Doing some Sesh work today, like usual. Say hi in the comments. Let me know you're here. And we'll let some people know. All right. So today should be a fairly fun stream. Hey, what's up, Andres? We're doing some stuff with Sesh. So let's see. I might zoom this in a little. This is very much working off of what's up, Pwn Writer. We're working off of last stream. So if you were here last week, we were dealing with like icons and getting Sesh to look way better, like in its output. And so we're going to change that quite a bit today. I came up with some ideas. Give me a moment. I'm going to get the dogs all settled, and we'll start coding. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, let's do it. Pwn, yes. Do I use WesTerm or do I use Tmux? I do. So WesTerm Session Manager is decent, but it is not as feature-filled as Tmux. I am, of course, a Tmux author, as we're going to do some Tmux work today. So I have a lot invested in Tmux. I haven't been able to recreate the same functionality. It doesn't really translate to WesTerm one-to-one right now, but maybe one day. Tmux still is more feature-rich, if that makes sense. So we got this formatted list. I probably need to clean these up. We're going to be kind of cheap here. And so our commands on list is starting today. We're going to add JSON output as JSON. So that's step one. And on our list command, let's see, we've got this list. We have our session sources. We have our options. So our options are going to be slightly changed. JSON. So let's make that alphabetical. Let's add a JSON flag. And instead of appending everything to a simple list as here, 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 okay, we end up outputting sessions. It's going to come in as this structure, source name path. My dogs are playing. All right, so we've got our session struct. My question now is, do we want to just simply adjust this string join? That might be enough. I don't think JSON matters much here. I think it just matters here. So let's just say we're going to use JSON. And then if we're using JSON, if we use JSON, then we're going to print this out differently. And so I haven't done much research on this yet. Ooh, I got a good question coming in here as well. Let's see. Quick Sesh tutorial and set up key bindings and workings. Yeah, sure. We could definitely do that. I am about to make a YouTube video that will go a bit more in depth, but this is a really good trial run for those that want to see how this works. So TK is an alias I have that will kill tmux at any time. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They're so distracting. They're used to being chill all day. All right, so let's do this. So tmux is dead. I have this script called start sesh. And so Sesh is just sort of a building block. It's just a tool. And so I have some things that I've done on top of it to make it more helpful. So let's go to dot files and I'll show you Sesh start. So I chose for when tmux isn't running to just call gum. Gum is a nice little CLI, limiting to 1 and telling me to choose a session, setting a fixed height, designing the prompt, and when I run this, I will run this command in vim go to file, which I guess isn't really necessary anymore. Yeah, so this is the command, and it's aliased to the letter S. So if we take a look here, literally, if I type the letter S and hit enter, it will automatically run this. And I just have config bin on my path. So I have a bunch of scripts here. Let's just show you guys. I got all sorts of clever little bash scripts and fish scripts. And is there anything else in here? I think that's it. But there's all sorts of things in here. We're going to look at sesh fcf tmux choose later. So I hit S. It asks me what session I want. I say, okay, I'm going to do dot files, and it enters that session. And so the one thing that we want to keep in mind is a lot of people are sort of opinionated with how they want to start, how they want to switch, how they want to do all this stuff. So I haven't baked it into Sesh, but I do think it's worth it to make a video or add some documentation that explains how you can go about that. Now, secondarily is the tmux pop-up. And so this is a binding. I have it bound to Command K, just like in Discord, you have Command K, and there's a handful of other apps like Notion uses Command K. It's just sort of this global action bar. And so I use it as a global action bar that lets me get to any session. And so, of course, we can list tmux sessions, we can list sockside results, we can run a custom fd command that parses through 2 layers deep off of my home directory. And so that is what I use to basically switch between sessions, or just once I've gotten things running, right, I can use that to interact. And so that looks like this. We have tmux choose. You'll see this in the README, but as of right now, I'm doing some clever things to try to work out this icon feature. And so I measured the pop-up, and we're doing no sort, which is important. We're doing a border label, a prompt, a header, and then these are all my bindings. You'll see that I also have tab and shift tab, which will let me just toggle through the items one by one. And yeah, all the custom bindings just will reload the list using a different command. I can show it off. I guess I can show it off. I also have kill session. So if I hit Control D, it'll close that session and reload the list. So it'll kill session. Yeah. And so that's how I use it. I use Command L a lot. So if I have this session open, I can hit Command L to go between the last 2 sessions. That I do quite a lot. And then, of course, if we were to, let's see, let's go to like source contents. So here's contents. I have this little command that I've added called ZAD is the abbreviation, and it lets me add new records to Zoxide immediately, which I really like doing. So in this case, if I wanted all of these directories to be put in Zoxide to show up in this list, I can just say ZAD. And we can now see that if I want keyboards, boom, content keyboards is now added. And typically for work, I do a monorepo. So I have like the main branch and the web component, and then the main branch, the server app. And so what I'll do is I'll have, let's just show Tmux. I'll create Git work tree sessions, and I'll make more than one session based off what I'm working on, so I can context switch, which I find super helpful. Combined with some telescope tools. So if I go to web and I hit Command P, it pulls up my Tmux, my telescope window, and this lists all of my files in most recent use. So these top files that you see, app insights, use external owner, these are files that I recently accessed. So it makes it incredibly efficient, where I just, and we talked about it earlier, if I was to close this and pull up web, it just automatically pulls that up very, very fast. And so, yeah, that's sort of my way of using Sesh right now and getting around. I hope that helps. I don't ever create sessions outside of this window. Every single session that I create is always driven by Sesh. So Sesh names the session for me. I don't create like a work or a personal or a monitor, or like I don't create custom sessions like that ever. I find that there's just no mental overhead when I am doing the workflow this way. And so I can just say, like, I can drill down and be like, I want to look at my plugins, right? Let's go to like fish. And so my fish config lives in my .files repository under the config directory, under the fish directory, right? These are all the fish config files. And so Sesh is smart enough to go, oh, hey, this is a Git repository. So I'm going to name the session based off of where the Git repository starts. And so you can nest down to be more specific if there's a specific thing you're trying to do. And again, if I hit Command P, we'll see that, hey, abbreviation.fish was the last file I touched. So super helpful for that to just pop up immediately for me. Now, there was one issue with this, and that is that default command doesn't seem to be playing nicely. I do have it set up so that it magically starts Vim every time. So rather than starting in the prompt, it typically starts with the project's find files telescope pop up already open. So I don't even have to hit Command P, it just is there. I think that's just broken because of this current development cycle that I'm in, partially shipping a feature. But yeah, hopefully that helps CS. Maybe I'll just snip this and upload it as a video. We'll see. But that is my current workflow. So thanks for asking. Have I heard about Zellige? Yes. So Zellige is great. We've learned recently through my research that we cannot implement Sesh with Zellige because Zellige's API and SDK, like the way that developers can interact with Zellige, is too limited. So I spoke with the Zellige guys, and they were like, hey, if you want that sort of feature, you can use Tmux. So they don't seem to want to support the ability to like create sessions using the CLI, or like reattaching to sessions using the CLI, that kind of thing, which is basically what you would need in order to recreate this kind of feature. And so to my knowledge, there's no way to do it with Zellige today. But I gave it a try. I really wanted to implement the same like workflow in Zellage and leverage some of those new features. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. But Zellage is very cool. I think it's exciting what the team's doing. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Should I put a timestamp on that? Okay, 7:15. I should probably mark that in my notes. And so CS, they have a really basic session creator, but to my knowledge, it just randomly generates a session name, and it doesn't really, in a simple way, tie it to the project, which I know Zellage has that idea of like the working directory, but the way in which the session manager work, it's kind of random, and I guess they just don't intend on people using it the way that I use it. So unfortunate, but that's just the way it is right now. Okay, so now let's GoLang JSON. Let's find out if there is some built-in encoding, probably. So how to print a strut in JSON using GoLang. I'm gonna guess that there will be some simple workflow using this built-in library. I'm guessing that we're going to create a JSON package. Probably the simplest thing to do. JSON.go. And we're going to list. Oh, I'm in JavaScript land, so we're going to list. And it's going to take sessions. I think I can just do this. So I'm going to end up with the result. The result is my length of string. No. Where do I end up with sessions? Oh, I see. So this sessions is this guy. So we have this, and then we're going to return a stringified version of that. Okay. So it is doing a return string. So something like that. Oh, JSON Marshall. Interesting. Wonder if they know anything about that. I'm pretty sure I could just get away with this super simple. We're going to do it this way. JSON sessions provides functionality for encoding and decoding. So can I just call it? That would be dope. Expected type argument. There we go. So we're going to have JSON sessions. Can I just return that? Okay. We're going to string the bytes. Yes, we're going to string the bytes, and then we're going to That is what I did. All right, so let's simplify that back down. JSON sessions, error. If error is not nil, then we're going to format print cool. And then return string JSON sessions. That's it. So instead of joining these, we are going to take sessions and we are going to JSON.list sessions. And let's just see what happens. Go. I think I should probably just, yeah, so I get what you mean. I think in this case, I could probably, if it's just that one line, put it somewhere else. We'll see what happens. That's a good call out though. But what if I don't ever want to use the JSON thing outside of that package? Let's say I want to always have all JSON logic be in there. I guess there's still a potential separation of concerns. Let's do -t -j. Look at that, source name path. I don't love the capitalization, and I think we're going to have to start to break this out so that we can do more. So this print with icons, is it prettifying it? No, it's not. When do I convert that into a prettier name? Oh, I know, the Zoc side ends up listing it that way. So, I mean, I'm already happy with this. This is cool. And we'll probably play around with, maybe we'll play around with Zoc side next. I want to know it's attached. I want to know what the score is. And so now what I need to do is, part of me wants to merge session. So tmux or Zoc side, display name path, score. From Zoc side, we're just going to keep it simple for today. So if those are the things that I want to work from, we're not dealing with that today. Score and attached. Score and attached. So Zoc side list is going to do all of this work. And I believe that it will output a Zoc side result. So that means session list. We want to take the Zoc side results and put a score here. And what did we call this? Float 64. Okay. So we'll probably need that to be float 64. And then attached comes from, we're going to actually run into issues. Oh no. The tmux list. That's Zoc side, that's tmux attached. I forget what This is the tmux session. Last attached list, group attached. I guess if the number of client sessions attached to is more than 0. All right, so that's easy enough. Let's work our way backwards. This is session attached. And I know that it wants to be a Boolean. Let's call this, that was my bad. Let's call this an int, right? I think we said int. That one's int. And we said int, right? Int. Because it's a small number. I mean, it's going to be 1 like 99% of the time for most people. So that's simple. Oh, attached. There we go. All right. So we have our values. That means if we want to run this again, we get a score of 0 and we get an attached of 1. Yep, that'll do. So it's kind of a mixed type, which I don't love. And I think at one point I may put the score as the item that lines up with Zoxide. In this case, I'm currently saying somewhere in here, I thought I was previously listing the Zoxide sessions and trimming out sessions that matched, which was fine. But I think in the future, we may have to do a little bit more to make the feature better. Okay. Cool. So now what we'll do is npm run dev. We've got this guy now. And I know that it's kind of small. Maybe I should change the display mode for you guys. What do you think is good? 900? Ooh. Can we see that better? I guess that's better. Basically, what I want to do is take this thing and format it. So that should be fairly straightforward. We will go to the app. No, not app. What is it? I always forget. We'll just pull this up. What is this thing called? Source Sesh. Probably the connect command. All right, so we've got this list item, and we're going to make this better. So the way that we make this better is we take our sesh function, get sessions, and we list -j to get JSON. And I guess I should call this a session. And check this out. This will be great for we'll format that guy out to an interface. That should be fine. Okay, so now we should get, I think we're going to have to keep these capitalized for now, just to get this running. Session, there's our session. It's not going to return that anymore. It's going to return session array. Resolve, trim split. Do I need to JSON parse standard out? That's the question. Let's see. Let's remove opt homebrew bin sesh, and we're going to link this guy to that guy. Okay. And then missing property title. Yes, I know. Okay. So now that that is where we see it, set sessions should be an array of sessions. So this would be a session array. And we set it. And we're going to get an error here, aren't we? So the title is session.name. That should feel the same. And the moment this starts to get interesting is when we go to the Raycast cast developer docs. We should be able to list things with icons. So this is one of those tools where I guess I could savvy. I'm trying to think of examples. So see like this, where we see green and red, and they're enabled items. All of this is what I want to recreate, including the sesh icon itself. So list scheduling links. We will Raycast extension, SavvyCal, sweet. Let's go ahead and take a look at package JSON. There's a list, and then these guys. We want list.item. So how does that work? Data.entries. We entries creating a list. Here's this list item. Okay, sweet. Here we go. So there are icons that come from where? Let's start with the icon. Utils icon, and it pulls the favicon. Interesting. So that's one thing, but I want the Raycast API. So cast icons. I know there's an icon image. So we'll start with like an app window, something like this. So this is the fun. This is where it gets kind of interesting. We just can say up here, we want to import icons from Ray. Do I have to do that from here? Icons. And for each item, icon equals, all right, if we are a session, so session dot source, it's going to be tmux, then we use terminal, otherwise we use globe. Oh. Connect session dot path. All right, there we go. And it does not like that. Do I have to restart this guy? All right, our first error. Undefined reading terminal. Oh, is this... Has no exported name icons? Oh, icon. I knew that. Sweet, look at that. That's already better. How do I change the color? Like this green. And then is there like a logo? Special thanks to Warp. No, that's not it. We could just do what we were doing, I guess, earlier, which was we were using a blue, should be fine. I don't know if icon color. Source tint color. There we go. We could do blue or green. Let's do it. So this becomes... let's just go ahead and pull this out. So let's give ourselves a little function called icon. Get icon. And we will return something like this. So if session, actually, I guess we're going to do something like source is that, else that, my bad. Let's do green and blue. Let's import color. Let's go ahead and call that here. So we will get icon first session. Nice. All right, so then how do I get my color? Tint color. Build failed. Unexpected export. We're not exporting that. Can I have more than one function here? I don't mind making it a separate thing. Just feels silly that I got to go through that trouble. Oh, let's close that else statement. How about that? You guys are quiet? Anyone have any other questions? Just you like watching me work? We're getting stuff done, aren't we? We're moving. All right, so that should have worked. Hey, very cool. So what kind of colors are we working with? Can't seem to go to it. We got green, blue, magenta, orange. I want like cyan. Is there like a cyan? Yellow, purple, maybe like blue and magenta. It's going to be up to me how we go about doing this. But the second part to this is, let's make sure it actually works. Sweet. All right. So we want to see which one's attached, which we know the first one's typically already attached, but I kind of want to look around and see if there's some ways around how we go about showing this. So we have like the dates showing there, which could be the score. Maybe we'll stick to SavvyCal and take a closer look at how they do it. So accessories. That is what we want. A way to make this reactive. Interesting. All right, so then let's add accessories to our list. Yes, I will copy that, paste it in. And the tooltip will be session.is attached is greater than or equal to 1. I don't even want to show this, but let's start with we'll make this better, but let's just do the icon. I don't want just a single icon. I want to show like a tooltip of some kind. So there's subtitle, I guess, is what we're dealing with there. So we have subtitle, we have accessories. Are there examples of better accessories? I really like how GitHub does this relative thing. So we'll just start with something simple, right? So what would be the first thing? We would want to show the score. So durations shows up as a join. The clock icon uses a secondary text. So we will do something like that. All right, so the text is session.score. And the icon, we won't include or the tooltip. String, what is it? String. Very cool. Look at all those scores. We'll probably float this to something. So score dot to fixed. Oh. I don't want to force it. Okay, is to fix going to be better? See, I don't want, but don't show any if. Do I have to do some sort of conditional checking? I don't want to have to do that. If is integer, then show it. Yeah, that should work fine. All right, so we are returning score. Sure, we can deal with that. And I guess I could stringify it here because it's the way that it needs to be. What is going on? My movements are off. Okay. And so that becomes format score, session score. Very nice. And I guess if it's 0, we just won't show anything. So can I just say if score equals 0, then return undefined? Yeah. I'm happy with that. I could change the color if it's the one that's attached. That could be interesting. So what do we think, chat? Whoever's hanging out, do you have an idea of where we could format the items here? I think I might do it to 1 decimal point. Maybe 2. I mean, this alone is very cool. My only thought is the icon color we could change just slightly. Maybe we'll do magenta, and then if session attached is greater than or equal to 1, then we'll do green. Otherwise, we'll do blue. How does that feel? That looks pretty good. And then if we were to look at the history, I really like this GitHub notification thing. So I'm thinking the last attached could be fun. Let's see if GitHub is here. GitHub. We got my pull requests, my issues. What is this called? The heading is a cool idea too. Notifications. So that is view mode. Go a little bit smaller here. This is how we get our notifications. We get the notification icon. This is all work that we've done, huh? Very similar. The title's cool. That could be something we think about too. Reason. Source notifications. I bet this is it. Viewer. Is viewer something that comes from their tools? Okay. We have sections. Very cool. Maybe I'll create sections for these. I think that might be fun. So the top would be TMUX sessions. So we'll basically be taking the Raycast, let's see, session, and rather than being one set of things, I know I'm going all over the place here a little bit. It'll be easier to format these because we're going to separate them. So they have a list, and then there's a list.section. TMUX sessions, we'll see how that feels. Title. TMUX. Cool. And then we'll separate these. Very simple. TMUX sessions. Zoxide results. And this will be super simple. We'll just say set TMUX sessions, where sessions filtering the source is TMUX, and then Zoxide is Zoxide. It's going to go, what is Zoxide? I've never heard that word before. I know spell check. It's okay. So this will be TMUX sessions. Cool. Very nice. I like it. I like it. Okay. There's a lot we could do. There's a whole lot we can do with this top section for TMUX. So there's a lot. There's a whole lot of items that are available to us from Sesh. I know right now we've only got these, but when we look closer at TMUX sessions themselves, we have a lot of values. Let's see. So I'm going to do a little macro here. We're going to delete, paste up, J down. All right. Let's do that 20 times, please. Oh, that's too many. Let's do it 10 times. Let's do it 5 times. Cool. So the time of last activity, the time it was created, the time it was last attached. Window indexes with alerts. ID. Path would be kind of fun. I may actually think about. I don't think that matters. I think that would feel a little bit extra. Number of windows, that could be fun. Let's try that. Let's do like windows. So that becomes accessories. I wonder if there's an icon for Windows. There's the app window. Window text. Let's just start with this and see what happens. Nice. And then there was some sort of description. What did they call it? Tooltip. Tooltip. No. Was it not like that? What is up with this? Did I... Oh. Lowercase. So now we can say number of windows. So that's kind of fun. Last activity could be interesting. Let's see. So on the GitHub one, this is the updated at. So let's see if we have our notification list item. And this guy has a title accessory. Here we go. Updated at. So updated at is just a date. That's it. Okay. Part of me wants to know if Zoxide knows the last time it got used. All right, so one of those things that like if the length and then we do this. So I don't want to list any of these. Oh, we can't. Tmux won't even run. That's unnecessary. Not Tmux. This plugin doesn't run if Tmux isn't started. Part of me just kind of wants to go with gray on the icons down here. So the Zoxide icon, get icon, magenta. What colors do I have to play with? Secondary text. Yeah. Very cool. Love it. There should be more than one window on all of these. Why would it show up as one? Oh, because I hard-coded it. Let's fix the hard-coded values. So back in Sesh, we've got windows. Start with that. And then what do we have? We have our session list. Windows. Is that enough? Now I need to change this to Windows. I'm sure we could clean this up later. Windows, let's see, Windows. Session Windows. And I have to update the TypeScript type. Yeah, I know. Nice. We might as well update this so people know what it is. Score. Tool top. No. Tool tip. Now, is there like icons? Can I view the icons in Raycast? Yes, I can. Let's do it. So I want to search Raycast for score. What would this be called? We want to give it a score. What kind of icon could we use? What do you think, chat? Coin, that's interesting. DNA. No, I want something that feels like a score. What do they have for me? We got hard drive. Maybe hourglass implies recency, which they use frequency or something similar. I forget the word, but they use a combination of recency and frequency. So I feel like there's got to be something that's decent. Numbers. Oh, here we go. There's more. That's funny, a racket. Because it's a game. I wonder if there's like game. That's funny. Maybe racket could be fun. The stopwatch, I don't think the stopwatch would be right. I'm not sure. We could try the racket. Why not? Why not? So that's score. Icon is icon.racket. Does that feel weird? It feels a little weird. It is what it is, I guess. But hey, this is way better than the default. I mean, look at this. Here's what it is now. And then Sesh, there should be an old school one. This is what it was. It's so different. Dude, look who's here. Look who's popping into chat. Isn't this great? I love it too. Part of me wants to like always have tmux running and never kill the server and make sure that this thing always works. But I run into the issue of, I guess if tmux isn't running, I could automatically start a tmux server, which is an interesting idea. Dude, you got to try Sesh. You got to join the club. What's up, Bryce? We're also going to recreate something very much like this, but I'm going to recreate it with FCF. So we have basically the same idea here. We'll use nerd fonts, but you can see like we have 3 different extensions open. This is all in one monorepo, or yeah, it's like a monorepo, or I don't know, just a monolith. Then we got Sesh. We can click on that and boom. And I have it bound to a global hotkey, which for me is Option Shift A. So that puts me here, and then I'm going to do dot files, boom. Now there is a delay. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but like from the time that I opened it back up, it sometimes isn't quite instant. But this is super cool. I love it. All right. I was just going to say score. Yes, score. Windows. I guess I'm going to be a stickler for details. I don't know if you guys can tell I'm a UI developer, but when I see this, there is one window. So I'm going to go ahead and be particular and make sure that it says window when there's one. So if session dot windows equals 1, then we're going to say window. Now a session can't live without at least one window, so we're good there. One window, two windows. The alignment's a little bit weird. I guess it's because they're not using a monospace font, which I'm always used to. As developers, we love our monospace fonts, but this is not a monospace font. I also learned recently that you can't bring in your own font. So we can't like use nerd font, no matter how much we want to. Now, I do want to see if there's a different kind of window. That's the basic session window. I don't love this terminal thing. Do you guys like this icon? Does it feel good to you? I guess if it feels good to you, I'll just leave it, but I don't really know what you would call a TMUX session with the available icons. What would be a TMUX session from here? Yeah, Bryce, check out Raycast, man. I was an Alfred user for years, plural, many years. And I switched to Raycast about probably a year and a half ago. And it does everything I want that Alfred did, and in this case, more. And my development cycle is a bit more fun. I'm enjoying this more than I did doing Alfred. I did develop Alfred extensions. I feel like folder might be enough for the Zoxide results or the hard drive. And then I'm not seeing anything better for the TMUX. What would we call a TMUX session? Snowflake? Sparkles? Yeah, nothing feels great here. Okay. Then I guess that's what we'll stick to. We had what? We had hard drive. Right now it's the globe. I'll do hard drive or I'll do folder. I think folder makes the most sense. So let's switch that one out. Our icon, we're going to get folder. The bolt. Nah, that's actually not a bad idea. Bolt. To like match the whole TMUX thing. The Sesh lightning. Let's see what it looks like. Terminal. Let's say bolt. No. Capital B, bolt. That would help. That's kind of fun, I guess. Can I put on the front end attached, detached? Yeah, we can totally do that. That's nice. Two windows attached. I'm down for people offering additional ideas here, either right now in chat or through a GitHub issue or just maybe the next session or something. But like, holy smokes, this is way cool. I am really enjoying this. All right, so that means what I should take a good screenshot. We'll make it nice and big. And then I'm going to have to submit this. So this is all going to have to sort of happen at once. Sesh. What's up, TG? We are improving the look and feel of my Sesh Raycast extension right now. So previously, it was very ugly. All it did was list the name of the session. Not great. And now we added icons. We've grouped them by tmux and Zoxide. We've shown how many windows there are and what the score is on the session. So lots of cool things just to make this a more visually appealing experience. We do have time. Can you believe we've done all of this in about an hour? I can't believe it. This has been only an hour of development, and we've done all of this. The power of Vim, right, Typecraft? It's the power of Vim is we can work quickly. I'm also already fairly familiar with this, so that makes it better. All right, and so now I'm kind of wondering if I do sesh, nice, dot files, nice. Yeah, this feels good. All right, this feels really good. Let's go ahead and we've committed all that, right? We're gonna git pull origin main, git pull upstream. This is gonna take a little while. Oh, is it master? Why do I always forget what it's called? It is main. There we go. We'll merge commit. I think they just squash and merge these. This is macOS. I got a MacBook Pro with an M2 Max, so it is very powerful. We are able to stream and code very quickly, which I'm really loving that. All right, so that's that and that and that and that. Let's just go ahead and update that image. So, oop, my bad. Open. We have metadata. And so this guy, what is happening? All right, let's go ahead and open with this guy. Here's our updated fella. I think we should be able to take this guy and position him like that. All right. Don't love that. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. And we'll cover that. Actually, I guess a little photo manipulation here. Sweet. Get rid of that. All right. How did PageFind get there? All right, let's export that. Cool. So this guy, is it PNG? It is PNG. 16-bit sRGB. scaled original size. Place. This repo is massive. By the way, we were looking at like, there's like these multiple projects, right? And it's so many. There's like dozens, if not hundreds of plugins. And so it's sort of a lot when you want to do certain actions. Sesh, all right. JSON. Make Sesh prettier. So we could do this off. We don't have to do this on stream. This is a little bit extra. I know GitHub's important. All right, we haven't really done anything crazy different. All right. I can show you guys how I deploy Sesh as well. So what? We've got the JSON flag where we print. We've got our new JSON package, which you're saying it should be like this, session JSON? Is that what you're thinking? Is Andres still here? He was telling me earlier that I probably shouldn't name it JSON because it conflicts with encoding JSON. This isn't needed. So what? JSON list sessions. I'm going to keep it this way for now. You're welcome to have an I told you so, Andres, if it ends up being a problem for me. It's totally fair. Okay, so we added Windows, source name path. By the way, Typecraft, if you want to collab and make a Sesh video with me, let's talk, because I'm in the process of making one, but I feel like it really goes in line with your video that you just released, where you're talking about the session tool for NeoVim. This is like next level if you want to combine those ideas. You could be really productive. All right, so we're going to chore, simplify. 2 lines on I think I'm gonna feature add JSON support to Sesh list. We have this icon thing. I think I'm gonna just purge it. I'll show you guys why. We have time on stream today. So I don't want an icon flag. I don't want to use icons. So we're going to simplify that. And then try that again. Remove icons. Because all this weird like conditional logic, I really don't want it to live in the project. And I'll show you guys how I'm going to use. I'm just going to use JQ, and I'm going to use the JavaScript output, and we're going to make this better using the tooling. All right, so we're going to go build. And it's going to be, hey, you can't do that. And I'm going to go, I know. Bin. This guy doesn't have icon anymore. It does have JSON. Nice. So we're basically going to do all of what we did in the Raycast, but we'll just recreate it here. So we're going to take these items and we're going to format them. So rather than sesh list, we're going to sesh list this is formatted list. And then we're going to take the choice. I was messing with this earlier today. What did I want to say? I wanted to awk. No, what did I do earlier? Color. Today. Boom. So we'll use a little bit of awk to take the item and pull out the thing that we want. This will all make sense in a couple minutes. We are going to have our colors. We're going to have our JSON. We're going to process it. So we're going to where am I from? Good question. I'm in Texas, so in the US. That's where I'm from. That's where I live now. We are going to format name, date, combined to pass to FCF. I want a conditional thing. We're going to echo both items out, right? So we're not sorting them. We're not doing all of that. We're going to keep it simple. So we're going to say tmux. So this is sesh list is a sesh list. And then in the tmux sessions, we are going to how to filter an array by certain key value on entries. So we're basically going to just use JQ to filter out the items and say like, hey, select the items that equal this. So this is what it's going to look like. We're going to select oh my goodness, there's too many parentheses. All right, so we're going to take that. We're going to pipe selecting where the source is equal to tmux. So we should be able to just print, not print, echo. Nice. We'll just get rid of this. So what we should see is only the tmux items, which we do. And I probably could just do this. Yes, I'm dumb. So I already have a way of doing this. Well, hold on. Do I want to do it that way? Maybe not. So I will end up with the duplicate because right now, if I list both together, it knows, hey, this record is a TMUX session. And there's a Zoxide record that already exists. So I don't want to have two entries of the same thing. So for now, let's keep this going the way we're doing it. So these are my two entries. And I'm basically going to say, okay, from that entry, I'm going to select. Why do I need to do a select? Select score, and then we output name. Okay, so let's just show this off. So the way this is going to work is we're going to output name Is this going to work? What happens if I want different colors? All right, so I'm not lost here. I just want to know what order I want to do things right now. I guess we could just call it name. Zoxide sessions. Zoxide sessions. We'll get the name of both. And so now, instead of this, we're going to say choices, I don't know, list. Is we're going to echo all of this. What did they do here? They just echoed both. Is this going to blow up in my face? Ah, okay. How do I separate each line? And passive FCF. All right, let's do it. I probably should have given it my code. I guess I could just pipe a tr command in it. I don't know how performant this is going to be. Like, I already see this as like, is this going to be like one of those things that isn't very quick? Because I'm trying to parse so many things. No, it looks okay. So now it's one of those things that we will have the nerd fun icon. No. Will I do the lightning? Maybe I'll do the lightning. All right, I swear I'll get this right. Okay, and then Windows, no D folders. Now it becomes I think I'm gonna have to add like a syntax. Thing plus thing. Okay. So they want me to do QR. Fine. Let's copy that. I don't want the first space. I want update this to honor the emoji plus the name. Is it gonna know? The list is the formatted list. This looks the same. It didn't even output them. I guess I need the formatting to be its own variable. So now it doesn't want to format them at all. This might not be the best approach, but we will break this down into pieces. So this is one space, and we are not getting any output. Formatted list. Comes back empty. Don't want to sort. Don't want to do any of that. Formatted list. So my list is coming back bad. Let's echo formatted tmx sessions. And that comes back as empty. My tmx sessions are sound. Oh, is it because I did this? It must be the first part where I filtered isn't working. Fix this so it outputs the items correctly. Sometimes ChatGPT 4 is good enough that it can just go, okay, dude, I'm using the Moonlander. Got me a split keyboard for sure. On the tilt, the super extreme tilt. Did you bring I know that you were on vacation. Did you bring a split keyboard with you when you were gone? JQ do thing, select thing. That would be why. So that second piece of it needs to just be like that. That should be right. something is not playing nice. So, I wonder if there's a bash debugger. DAP3 bash debugger adapter. I always run into this problem. I want to force install of that. Lock files exist. I gotta figure this out. We'll copy that guy. We'll copy that guy. And we will go ahead and Mason force. All right, let's see what happens if I bring up the UI. I have a suspicion this is going to be a little bit funky. Do I need SH configurations? Damn. All right, maybe next time we'll be able to do some debugging. I'd love to step through this stuff rather than having to do prints. So that's good. That's good. So why is it? Oh, is it because I don't need to format that? That isn't good. So can I echo list? Bummer. Okay, so that one came back differently than the other. Why would the Tmux one show line breaks and the sessions for Zoxide not? See that? So like the first one. Oh, I might want to get that right. Okay. Oh, this needs to be one thing. Looking better. We want Tmux first, then Zoxide. Can we print the list like this? There we go. So then I need to echo. Am I dumb and I just need to echo? Nice. It feels pretty snappy. It doesn't feel like totally off. But what I do want to do is take name and add score. Nope, wrong one. Add score. That plus name plus thing plus score. Are my quotes right? Oh, I see. Is it just, yeah. Oh no, but it's creating a new line. Oh, because I didn't put a space here. So this is going to blow up in my face. Yes. So can I group three? Can I echo every third space instead of every space? That is the question. Because if it's able to, we could do some sort of awk. Ooh, that's a crazy awk. Holy smokes! Anyone got a better idea than this? This is a lot of awk. I could add a special character to the end. That's a little bit of a hack, but it could work. So we got 1 space, 2 space. Oh, I would need this to also have plus dot windows to string. That's a crazy. Crazy. This seems valid. What did I break? Oh, this needs to go away. Boom. That totally works. It's not pretty, but it totally works. All right, and then I need to format the colors. So how do I do that again? We just want to bring in gray. So in double quotes. That's a lot. Can I just call gray? Yes, I am going to have to reformat that. Dang. So this single quotes becomes double quotes. And then we're going to escape. Can I just do single quotes here? Or is it going to blow up in my face? Okay, not bad. And then getting gray. All right, so that's the part that's not going to play nice. Because if I can't get this to play nice, it's probably not worth the extra effort. Plus, this is getting super hairy. It's already pretty hairy. But look at the score. Look at the score. Oh, the Tmux stuff is busted. So that doesn't even work. We totally lost it. So I have to... Got it. I don't like that. Ugh, that sucks. Maybe I could format the value. No, I don't know, man. How to format Windows in gray text. Let's see if it can just take the whole thing and redo it in an ANSI escape code. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Said? Are you kidding me? That's a lot. That would do the whole thing, wouldn't it? I don't know about this. This feels sus. This doesn't feel right. This feels weird. Yeah, see, that's busted. It doesn't even return it. Formatted session, take the name, run the said command on the gray text using the match. Yeah, but it doesn't know. How would it know which item it is? That's what I don't get. Both the set and awk commands here wrap each output from the JQ with the line of gray text ANSI escape code and begin with the normal text at the end. Yes, I get it. This is a lot. I think we'd be better off getting Go to do this for us. What we ran into before, which we did do some color escape sequencing stuff with icons and stuff. I mean, I did get it to work in Go, so we may have to accept defeat. I think this is pretty gnarly stuff. Why would we do this in Bash if we have a proper programming language? So maybe I'll get rid of the do I get rid of the extra stuff? All right, so let's go here, delete that. Is that going to be enough? No, that's not going to be enough. Funky. Look at that weird output. Okay, so then we don't like that. I guess there'll be no score either. And I guess we'll just do that. And I almost thought that this looked fine without the space. And then we can drop all of that. Oh, I think I need a space after, right? Why wouldn't it want to take each one? That works, so perhaps we stay. So now what happens is the choice itself, you choose it and it gives you the full thing. And so what it would say is choice how to grab the item after first space on a single. I think we're just gonna do like a sed. Oop. I think I just wanted like something simple. Nice. Okay, let's find out if it works. Dot files, Raycast. Hey, pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see, we get some party going. Yay! Yay, it's working. So, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about this in general. I think that it's enough for me to play around with this tooling. Dot files, Sesh. So I do need to release this before the end of my session. So now the question is, do we remove the icon logic? Because I've already started it. You excited, Bryce? Yeah, dude, this is great. I'm excited. Sure, remove icon logic. No, this feels bad. This feels like maybe I shouldn't do it. Okay, so we'll leave it there. We'll let people experiment with it if they so choose. Sesh more customizable. Sweet. Let's do a check. Our choose command went away. Our icon and JSON's flags got introduced. If the icon flag was used, we output it. If the JSON flag was passed, we output in JSON. We got some logic there for icons. We got the icon logic itself, the JSON logic. Session became name because we had to determine the name. That was a dependency change from last week. And then we do a reflect. Reflect is on the list. We check out if any is true. Yeah, right. This is some of the logic from last week as well. That just improves on this workflow. We've added additional items now to the structure. Cleaned up some of the code. More cleanup. Yeah, feeling pretty good. So let's see. The only thing I'm always a little bit curious. I mean, if someone's going to tell me, hey, something I was doing before doesn't work anymore. That's always the problem. But this feels pretty good. So we are going to feature, add icon, icons to let's do it. All right. So chat, this isn't the most like organized thing ever, but what I do is I just pull in main. So we got main. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of Nix. And then I go, okay, great. Here it is. I'm gonna tag it. So we know our tags we're at version 0.12. So I hit capital T and I can say 0.13.0. And then I just push the tag and that's it. So not like the most streamlined thing in the world, but we can see that our action gets triggered. So the main release will just check that our tests are still good. Oh boy, checkout. We need to make that up to date. And so our tests pass. And then the second thing that happens is the release will build and publish to my homebrew tap, which means that everybody else is able to pull it in. Test pass, so it builds. And that should be it. Everybody should be able to pull this in. Now, it's not a breaking change for anyone that decides to upgrade the Raycast extension. They will absolutely have to upgrade Sesh to the latest version. So part of me thinks that I need a fallback on the Raycast Sesh. All right, let's go here. Like if this guy comes out and it's not a session, what is this going to be? Sessions. What is this actually going to look like? Let's go ahead and downgrade Sesh. So the way that I like to do it is we'll remove homebrew bin Sesh. We'll reinstall Sesh. And this guy should say cannot get. Yes, that should be right. That we'll get something along those lines. Oh no, did I just upgrade? Shoot. Okay, chat, that's funny. Brew install. Can I do this at 0.12.0? Can I downgrade? So I have time. I have time to test this. I'm at my 2-hour mark though, so I think I'm going to be done for the day on live stream. But I'll need to make sure there's some sort of simple error message that like when Sesh returns a string, right, which is what it does by default, if it just returns a string of results and not JSON version of it, then what we'll need to do is have a really simple tmux error message that says, hey, please upgrade Sesh to the latest version in order to keep using the plugin. So that's kind of what I think is going to be up with that. So this is really fun. Thanks for being here. It looks like quite a handful of you are here today. If I had a good time. I'll be here most likely next week. Thanks for the nice words, Bryce. Raycast is fun. Go check it out. And it's live. So if you want the JSON thing, you can start playing around with it. If you want the icon thing, you can start playing around with that too. Have fun. And I'll see you guys on Discord. If you're not there already, come join us on the Discord server. You can find it through my website. And yeah, bye. Have a good evening.